Hello and welcome to the Heated Debate, brought to you by Emirates. As always, we are here on every single match day debating about the biggest footballing topics for the World Cup, and you can get involved. I've got the live stream up already. I'm seeing some of the comments, so make sure you do jump in there. Let us know your thoughts. Are we right? Are we wrong? Probably wrong. You tell us, or you can use the hashtag on Twitter, the Heated Debate as well. Now, it's not just my opinions, as I try and get across as much as possible. Not today. We've got one man's opinion, so let's get straight to him. Flex and Zach, good morning. Welcome. Flex, it's your opinions that we're going to be dissecting, we're going to be looking at as we choose our top 10 favourites to win the tournament after one game. We're going early. Flex, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, thanks for having me on.
Let's get straight into it. We've had plenty of upsets. You've been at so many different games, looking at your socials, so we thought you were the best person to do this, the best person to go in. So let's talk about it, starting with 10. Your top 10 favourite, the 10th position to win the tournament. Who have you gone with?
Straight in, Mexico.
Oh, interesting.
Straight in. Yes. I think they're aggressive. I think they possibly can cause upsets as well. It is difficult after one game to really go in and say a definite, but I just think I just like the way they play, and I just think that South American teams as well, or sorry, Mexican teams are always strong. They're always combative, and you know you're going to get a good game. Okay, they may not be high scorers. I do understand that, which is why I've obviously got them 10th. But they can cause an upset in any day, man. Yeah,
they have exciting players. Hirving Lozano's one that's come through, who's playing in Italy. And you know, one thing that definitely does go for them. If we were judging fan bases, they would be right in the top. They are amazing.
Just imagine, right? They do get to a World Cup final. The fans in that stadium, just the fans on the street, they've been brilliant. I think that they are one of the most exciting fan bases that we've got here in Qatar. And
I've seen them at many games that they're not playing in. They're just there for vibes. They're just why are you just here with the sombrero, just there?
Exactly. Okay, all right, that's number 10.
That's fair enough. I don't
exactly.
I think we're going to have some upsets in this. Teams that haven't even made the top 10. They're the ones that I'm looking forward to. Let's go straight into number 9. Flex, who have you got?
I'm going Germany.
Wow.
It's a big one. I'm going Germany because I do not believe that they are going to beat Spain, which means they are packing their bags and heading back to Deutschland.
I mean, how are they making top 10 then? Because the permutations around this one,
true,
for them,
because there's always a way that they could beat Spain. You can't completely write them off. That's why.
If Japan beat Costa Rica, which they're favourites to do that, obviously they had the upset beating Germany, it means that Germany on Sunday would need a result against Spain. They won 7-0. Zach, do they even deserve to be 9th, or should they not even be in top 10?
I completely understand the reasoning. I think it's fair enough. If I was doing it, I'd probably do the same, because I wouldn't back them to beat Spain either, and I do back Japan to beat Costa Rica. However, they are Germany.
Exactly.
They are Germany. And look, Spain were very, very good. They were very, very impressive. But we've seen, in terms of experience and competitions and the players that they've got in that side, Thomas Müller has been there and done that. Manuel Neuer has been there and done that. And the young guys they've got, they were really unfortunate, I thought, as well, because whilst I think they were maybe sloppy defensively, in the attacking sense,
they created enough to win again.
Jamal Musiala is a guy who can make something out of nothing. He is incredible going forward. He had a couple of shots that went over the bar, and if he just kind of maybe put his head a little bit over it a bit more, he could get it on target. He could have probably finished it. And so I completely get the understanding of putting them 9th. But maybe. I feel like the comments, maybe just because of their history and the players they've got. And I feel like
their history and stuff is why they're even in the top 10. So I've given them that respect. But and I was at that game as well. And you know what? They had a disallowed goal just before half time. I think Gundogan hit the post as well. So they had chances to, and the Japanese goalkeeper was
incredible.
He was on another planet as well. So you can't completely write them off which I'd have been in top 10, but I just think they won't get that result against Spain.
No, I get it. I get the understanding. I do get the understanding.
Right, well, we're going through the comments right now and just looking at who others have got as maybe not their bottom 10 just yet, but they've got some of their favourites. So who have we got here? We've got Makwai says Brazil. We've got Justas thinking Brazil will be at the top. Possibly. We'll see what happens. Lucas said England, Brazil, Denmark, my favourites for the World Cup.
Wow.
I'd be interested to see if Denmark make it to the top 10. Maybe you might have forgotten someone, Flex. Might get in trouble for that. It's travelling to Portugal, Rob has said. He thinks that Portugal, after their display last night, another Portugal fan definitely in here. Slavic has said Brazil, squad depth and first team. Their bench could win a Champions League. Interesting. Maybe a World Cup, he meant just there. So, and then Gitio has said Argentina. Quite interesting. Let's get into it then. Who else have you got? Who's number 8 in our top 10?
I have gone with Japan.
Wow.
After that.
Why?
Do you know why?
Wait, to win the tournament?
I'll tell you why. And it's only 8th. But I'll tell you why. I'm part of Upset FC. I was there.
You were the Japanese fans, weren't you?
Absolutely, yeah, I was. And it was unreal. And you know what? You do have to go. I know I said before this that you shouldn't do it with too much emotion. And you're right, though. It does play a part. And I've been with the Saudi Arabian fans. I'm in their camp as well.
Are they in the top 10?
Unfortunately, they didn't make it. And the Japanese, and I just feel like they deserve a little bit of respect for the type of performance that they actually had. Yes, they endured, a little bit of suffering, but once the belief grew, they proved they can actually play. And I think that's the thing that I want them to get the most light for. And
one of the things about knockout football, you see it in the Champions League where it's game by game. If you're able to kind of find the points where you maybe need to play a little bit different in a certain game or ride your luck a little bit like they did against Germany, you can go far. Look, I'm not going to say that Japan are going to win the World Cup, but I do understand why you put them there. And again, in terms of how the group is looking at the moment, come the end of game week or match day 2, they could be on 6 points along with Spain and Germany, who are also in that group, and Costa Rica would have no chance.
Isn't that the beauty of the World Cup?
100%.
And we know we've talked about this World Cup's going to be very different, but seeing Japan, seeing the fans, seeing the players running on the pitch as well, if they were to beat Costa Rica, they're the favourites to do that, and then go through to the round of 16, that would mean so much to them. And again, it boosts their chances, Flex.
100%. And like I said, it's off pure emotion. I interviewed a lot of the Japanese fans afterwards. And one of the guys was in tears. He said, I don't know if this is a dream. He said he actually dreamt a dream that they would win, but I can't believe it's come to fruition. And also the nice touch that they have as well is, I don't know if you've seen the bags that they carry into the stadium.
Yeah.
I picked one up. They're like officially licensed products. It's got like the Japanese FA badge on it, and then it says thank you in Japanese, thank you in Arabic, and thank you in English. And it's a planned thing. It's not just the supporters. I think it's part of the federation as well. Yeah. So just for that alone, I want them on there.
I respect it.
Right. Well, we've got plenty more comments as well. Naomi, good morning, good afternoon. Don't know if you're in Canada. It could be good night. It'd be early hours in the morning, I should say. She says Canada. All right, top 10 favourites. Could Canada be in Flex's top 10? Makolo says Brazil. We've got Kreshnik, I like you. England World Cup winners. They've got to be up there at the top. Alan, Brazil was very impressive against a tough opponent. Will Brazil be up there? We'll find out. Let's get into number 7. Who have you got?
Netherlands.
Interesting.
Yes.
I mean, right. Is this really interesting? Because for me, I think I use the word interesting, then I go, well, actually.
Is it actually?
Should they be higher? Is 7th that interesting? Shouldn't they be challenging for the tournament with some of the players they've got?
I've coming into this, considering how things had went recently for the Netherlands in international football, I think people kind of argued as them being the underdog. They've got a really young team, and they have put an impressive performance. They dominated the game. I know the goals came late on in the game, but the guys they've got in that squad are like, you end up reading it and you go, oh, actually.
Individually,
Gakpo, Virgil van Dijk. Their defence alone has De Vrij, De Ligt. Then you've got Frankie de Jong in midfield. Like, it's a really packed squad with a lot of talent that is also young. So for the future as well, they've got a fantastic side going into the international stage. And so I'd maybe
put them like what, 5th or something?
I'd maybe have them a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get to the very end, we can maybe swap things around depending if I can.
You're getting him already. Exactly. We're going to be.
Don't know about that, mate. This is going to be fine. I've made my mind up already.
Okay. For now, I don't mind it.
I think they are a little bit of an unknown entity as well, like you said, because of how youthful they are. But with Louis van Gaal at the realm, anything can happen. He's such a character. I just feel that they've come through a difficult period for their national side, and they're only starting to find their feet now. So I think in the next major tournament, Euros / obviously they get qualification to the next World Cup, I would probably have them higher in the conversation. I think there's teams that are better developed that are above them, which we'll find out.
Right, number 6, let's get into this one. Who have you got just outside the top 5?
Just outside Belgium. And you know what? With Belgium, this could have been maybe the other way around,
See, that's
arguably. That could have been arguable.
Definitely.
But I think the lower down it gets, it's kind of just up in the air, really.
Yeah.
I
think-
disagree. I'm just jumping
So
in
you're
there.
saying, terrible?
They wouldn't even, they'd be lower down,
They wouldn't
way
even be in the
lower
top 10.
down. Because this Belgium side, if they were to win the World Cup, it would have been 4 years ago. They came third, obviously beating England in that playoff place, or the third, fourth spot, that game. I think that they're an ageing Belgium side right now.
Past their prime.
They're not going to win a tournament. I'm saying this with that squad.
Yeah.
And I'm actually saying they should be further down, maybe not even in the conversation. Yes.
So you think Japan, would you say Japan have a better chance of winning Belgium?
I mean, for this World Cup, just with upsets, probably not. If I'm actually thinking logically, Belgium, they have got a great side, but Kevin De Bruyne, it would need him to have the tournament of a lifetime for them to be pushed up into
I think I agree with 100% of everything you said about a lot of their players. They've exited that time where the peak of where they should have done well. You know, last World Cup, Euros, exactly, etc. But they still possess clutch players. They still possess players that on any day, especially in a game that matters once you get out of the group stages, which I'm assuming they will. This is off the basis they will, obviously, because I think they can win, but low down. They can beat anyone on their day. I think they can.
They do. Like the guys that they have there are players who, throughout their whole career, have shown to be clutch players. And then the number one, who I think is in the form of his life at the moment, is Thibaut Courtois.
Unbelievable.
Beating him at the moment is really, really tough. I thought Canada were really unfortunate not to get something from that game in the end.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Alphonso Davies penalty being saved, maybe not the best penalty in the world, but a good save from Thibaut.
Bit of a wake-up call for Belgium, though, because sometimes when you come through games like that
100%.
early in the groups, then it clicks.
That's a really good point, because maybe they go into the training sessions now and go, guys, we're not as good as we think we are. We have to wake up about this and try and put some performances in. Look, they've got the likes of Eden Hazard, who if he can come back to full fitness and his full form and find his form, then that's great. And the other thing is they've still got Lukaku to come back.
Yep.
And the number one player, Kevin De Bruyne. Like that guy.
And he actually had a bad game by his own admission and got man of the match and said, I've only got this because of my name, which was unbelievable. And he was actually uncharacteristically poor, making poor decisions, making the wrong passes at the wrong times. But at the end of the day, he had an impact in the game by the end and makes them win.
You're being told you're wrong, Flex, by the way, in these comments, all right. We've had a comment saying Belgium above Netherlands is insane. You did say that could swap, though.
There's not much in it. This slow down, I don't think there's much in it.
Also, Japan, they've got some people here saying Japan's so underrated. You've got the.
What would they have? Would they have them under Netherlands over Belgium?
We've also got Spain will be shown its place when they play against Japan.
Oh, wow!
Another upset. Could they cause another upset?
This is what is happening after one game.
It also just might be too soon. Like by that point, it might not mean as much.
They know they don't have to win to go through. They could the pressure's off.
Like if it was Japan-Spain first game, that would have been really interesting.
Someone they agree with me. All right, James has said Vertonghen, Alderweireld too old. Sad what happened to Hazard. I think we have got to throw that in there because you look at that team and you think, what could have been Hazard, one of the most exciting players. That you'll know firsthand how exciting he was. Injuries have kind of hindered maybe his progress over the last few years, and when they were 4 years ago, all in their peak, all probably prime age as well to go on. It is a shame that them as a nation, such a small nation as well, let's be honest, they could have gone so far. They didn't, but that's what happens in football, so let's move on. Right, top five. We're jumping into this. Who have you got?
Argentina.
Now, some people are going to disagree with this completely in the comments.
They will.
Sticky start to the tournament.
It is a sticky start. Like I said, I was there for that game and I was Team Saudi. But, again, it's one game. I don't think you can completely write off Argentina, who, for a lot of people, and I think rightly so, with the form that they had going into this World Cup, I don't think all of a sudden now with one shock loss against Saudi Arabia, you believe that they are just out of the contention to win the World Cup. Because to me, that would be ludicrous.
And if we're being realistic as well, they had the opportunity to score. Like they scored several goals that weren't allowed. And the one thing, having Lionel Messi in your team does make a big, big difference. He's a guy that can win you a game in a flash of a moment. He's somebody that can continue to make opponents dread playing against him. And so I think, you kind of mentioned it with Belgium. This would have been a huge wake-up call for Argentina. They were about to break the record or match Italy's record for the most games unbeaten, and to lose it in the way they did, they would have been very, very frustrated.
And that doesn't necessarily make them not even necessarily. That does not make them a bad team straight away because of one shot. Because
favourites to win the tournament, it's going to be difficult because they've got Mexico next, and then they face Poland. We know that they could cause an upset. This could possibly be disastrous for
It could
Argentina.
be. Yeah.
And even if they do scrape through, they get second, they then could face France in the last 16. So then the chances of them winning the whole tournament, flexed, so difficult.
They can do it, man. They got the players. I'm saying they definitely got the players. And like I said, after one game, I don't think they're going to be as derailed as people think. It's only one game has been played. One.
And it's just having Messi, man. Like, having Messi is just something that can win you any game, can whatever moment. We spoke about clutch players. This is the clutch player. Arguably next to Ronaldo, and somebody that when the moment calls, he's there. And I think him himself will say, look, this is not losing to Saudi Arabia. Fair play to Saudi. They were amazing. The second goal especially is outrageous. But it was a bit of magic that was needed to beat them. And so, look, I think Argentina there is absolutely fine.
The fact I've been wheeling out since they were beaten by Saudi in 1990, and they still made it all the way to the final, but they did lose. So, it doesn't matter, but they did get to the final. Right, so we've got 10 through to 5 right now. Let's go then. 4th position. Who have we got? Above Argentina, above Belgium, above Netherlands.
Spain.
7-0 against Costa Rica. You think they're 4th favourite?
Spain, because again, one game against an opposition, and big up to all the Costa Rican fans, way off it, way below par in terms of quality. Yes, Spain were still good on their day. They were really emphatic, and it was almost like the old Spain. It was like tiki-taka. It was front foot playing, and it was really exciting. But they wasn't one of my top favourites before, and I don't think one game where they've absolutely destroyed Costa Rica changes that. Again, for me, I don't know. I think I need to go further into the tournament, but I'm doing just a lot of a bit of logic here, like what I was going for before. I'm not going to let one game just change everything straight away.
And there'll be a lot of people at home thinking, well, they won 7-0 and so on and so forth. They should be much higher. And you can understand that, but in terms of the teams that I've watched so far at this tournament, Costa Rica were one of the worst. Same with maybe Iran as well, when England played them, Qatar too. And so it's about having, it's maybe not getting too ahead of yourself, which I say that. I mean, I put England to win.
Don't say that to Kyle. That's all Kyle knows is get ahead of yourself.
Indeed. But they're another one where there was a period at the last couple of tournaments where you thought, oh, what's this Spain side going to become? All their players are ageing, and what's happening with them? And now they've got the likes of Gavi and Pedri and Ansu Fati and Balde, and the list just keeps growing on these young superstars.
Well, on that, I mean, the manager said that Spain have got such a young squad. Named some of the players as well. Just looking at what they could do, maybe not this tournament, but for Spain and for Spanish fans, the next 4 years,
the future's bright.
So exciting.
Yeah, they've come out of a difficult period. When they reigned supreme with World Cup and Euros in that golden generation, when that team won absolutely everything, and they were the pinnacle of football, arguably one of the best sides there's ever been at international level for sure. They needed like a rebranding. They needed like a reboot, didn't they? And I think now they're only just getting that to establish that identity. So I agree with you. Next tournament.
Right, 3 spots left. It's going to be hard to fit England, Brazil, also France, Saudi, of course. Who else have we got? In Ghana as well. Didn't get off to the best start. Portugal. How are you fitting all of these into 3 flex? Because I'm not happy about this. Who have you gone for?
Not going to be happy about this either. England, I'm going with.
Disagree.
Yeah, I'm going with England. Again, the 2 teams that are above them, which I'm not going to name, we'll work that out. I'm not going to change what I thought after one result against Iran. England can beat anyone on their day, absolutely, which is why they are making my top 3, which is that's strong enough to say I think England have got the 3rd best chance of winning the World Cup. That's not bad considering there's a lot of teams in there. Our recent tournament history is fantastic. We got off to a dream start. Even that Iran game, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I thought it would be tough. I didn't think that we would turn up and be emphatic. I thought they would sit back low block and we might nick it 1, maybe 2-0. But to win in that way, confidence is absolutely booming. I do think we'll get the result against USA as well, comfortably. Well, not comfortably, but I think we'll end up winning the game anyway, should I say. But I'm not going to let that cloud it to say we're going to be top of this. And I know you guys want it, it's coming home, so do I.
I'm laughing because Francis has just said, here we go, 1 game against the poor team. England will be top, and they'll say, what a performance, let's go. No, Francis, you're wrong, all right. Lex has actually said that England will be 3rd. Although something I will add to this, 3-2-1, whatever this is, you might not be favourites in your opinion, but upsets happen in the World Cup, and even if we've got them 3rd, which I disagree with, because Francis is right, I would have them as top. Actually, anything could happen, even in that 3rd spot, and I mean, I don't know who you've actually got second and first, but we've got here another comment that says England should be second. Krishnik's actually given who his top 4 would be, and he's got England at second, and 3 other teams you've not even mentioned at first, second, or first, third and fourth. He's got Portugal first, England second, France third, Brazil fourth. So we've gone against that already. Zach is shocked.
Portugal first.
I mean,
Portugal haven't been mentioned yet. What's your thoughts on them?
I think Portugal are a side that again are in transition. A huge transition here. They've still got a couple of the aging stars in Cristiano Ronaldo, João, but then they've also got the likes of Rafael Leao, who came on yesterday and looked electric.
Really good.
And so I would have them in a top 10, but I mean, I think them personally going all the way, I just think it's a little bit too much compared to the teams that we still yet to probably speak about. And as for England, like, I feel like you've thought with your head here, and I do respect that. I would be going with my heart and putting in.
Listen, ask me after the group. So when England top the group and with all the points and no losses, and then we're going into the next game potentially against Senegal, ask me then. Do my top 10 then.
That's fair.
Right, okay, let's get into the top 2 because, again, I actually don't know who you're going to put here, but we've not mentioned Portugal, we've not mentioned Brazil or France just yet. Who have you got for top 2?
France.
Wow, they're the ones holding the trophy.
Absolutely.
Beat Australia 4-1, not good enough to be favourites?
Again, I'm going to stick with my logic here. We can't just be looking at the first games against teams that are way below the par of these teams. Yes, they've dispatched of them well. England did it, Spain did it, France did it. I understand that, but we can't get carried away. Not yet. I'm not in that camp yet. But they were obviously my second favourite to win now, but they were even before the tournament as well.
It's so tough in the groups, man, because in the knockout stages, basically anything can happen. Anyone can beat anyone, and that's the beauty around football is you can be a team that you know you're up against a team like France. You have to sit back, and if you can frustrate them for 60 minutes and go and get them on the counter, then it can change everything. And so it's tough to make a list here and be like, this is the definitive, because really your top 4, arguably your top 5, they could all
that's
do
the
it
one. They all got a valid chance.
One game, and so I do get it, but. I mean, the French squad is just electric. The fact that France missed out on Pogba going, on N'Golo Kante going, and instead they've just got
Kimpembe as well.
And instead they've just got
Benzema
in midfield. Yeah, Benzema, and like Giroud's now brilliant for them up top. He's about to break the record. Yeah, it's nuts.
Now, spoiler alert, I've just seen who goes top 1. We won't put it on just yet, but it's not Portugal, all right. And Anthony, he's actually commented saying, "Lol, Japan, Mexico above Portugal."
I'm going to be a million % honest with you. When we went through the teams, I actually completely forgot about Portugal. You know when you can't dress it up, and I was at the game yesterday as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because there's no way.
Where would you put them if you did have another one?
I'm putting them above the Netherlands at least. Probably Belgium would just be off.
Right, well,
if I'm being deadly honest with you. I'm being deadly honest.
I can see the pen just by Zach, all right?
Honesty.
Well, maybe just scrub that out and we know that the blank is Portugal, I don't know. But
okay, we'll get a wipe, we'll get a pen, we'll let you... But we've got a bit of time where we can actually change...
I hold my hands up, I completely forgot about that. I was in the Ghanaian then, so I just forgot they were playing against.
We've also got the dark side says Portugal will win. Young Turnt says, how does Portugal, France, Brazil go in top 2? I had that exact same question as well. I don't know how...
They want Portugal in the top 2?
Well, yeah, he thought you were going to put it in there. It's before you hadn't commented. Where's Denmark as well, Lucas said. Right, Dylan. Okay. So Mexico and Japan ahead of Portugal. What a disgrace.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
No, that is a disgrace. That is a disgrace.
Okay, right. Well, we'll make some amendments after we've got to the top 1, all right? So let's do this. Who's going at the top? Brazil. I mean... Great
Do I need to explain why?
Richarlison, 2 goals, unbelievable second goal as well. We'll make the amendments just after. Talk to me, Brazil, still top even without Portugal in the mix?
Yes, they don't influence that for me. I think there was absolutely taking the mick really with the substitutions they made. It was almost like they were showing off. You know, they're so stacked, they're so strong, and they've struggled as well to kind of enforce themselves at major tournaments when we've expected a lot of them. I just feel like they've got the right balance now. I feel like they're going to go. I feel like they're going to go the way.
Again, I find it really hard to argue with the top 4. Like, again, if you put any of them in any of those order, if you put England top or you put Spain top, I'd be like, yeah, there's a world where that can happen. I think I can understand it. But yeah, that Brazil squad yesterday just made the game look easy. Like, there's something about watching Brazil play in that yellow top where they're just kind of having fun with the ball. When they were winning by 2 goals, you just saw them kind of go, okay, now let's just kind of like have a bit of flair to how we're playing. Rafinha'd get on the ball and want to nutmeg someone. I think the one downside is obviously how bad that Neymar injury is going to be. It looked like there was swelling around his ankle, and if that is a long-term one, because he is so key to that Brazil side. Obviously, he has the possibility to break the record for goals and things like that. And so I understand how you've gotten there, and again, like if you put like France above them, I'd still find it hard to argue.
Yeah, any of those teams up there can beat each other.
After one game,
I'm just giggling to myself about this because we had a comment from João, and I'm guessing that he is Portuguese, all right, just by the spelling of his name. He says, classic British arrogance, Portugal below Belgium and Japan.
Well,
let's amend
that's
this
not
right now.
happening.
So, João, we're going to make you very happy now.
Knock them down a few.
Who are we taking out? It's top 10. We need to pick
to be honest,
Mexico.
I'd get Mexico. I'd get Mexico out.
Okay.
Great fan base.
Germany goes
down.
10th. Japan goes 9th.
No, we'll do that.
Okay, all right, interesting.
We'll do that. Netherlands, they're going down.
Okay.
Belgium, they're going down. This is interesting.
Who would you have? Oh, this is Messi versus Ronaldo. This is a different debate completely.
Ronaldo's annoyed me recently, but this is international. I mean, he can go there.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
All right, so that goes in. I mean, interesting. We've had comments say Brazil will crumble. Another comment from the dark side. I read another funny comment here, which was from someone who supports Mexico. This is Ricky Gill. So, Ricky, again, we pleased you. Mexico is not above Portugal either, and I'm a supporter. Well, your wish is my command, Ricky. Mexico are gone. Yeah. I'm sorry, all right, even though you support them.
You didn't comment on that.
I know, yeah, right. This Mohammed has said this is not fair. Why did you put Portugal out of the top 10? They're in there now. Okay, all right, I'm reading your.
It's absolute outrage. It's absolute outrage.
We've had SA said my top 4 is France in 4th. Or has he put it the other way? I'm going to say that you put it the other way around just to agree with me. France 4th, Brazil, Spain, England. Or maybe he's gone England, Spain, Brazil, and France.
But that's what I mean. Is that either way you could make an argument. I'll be like, yeah, that's fair enough. They've all got the players to do it. They've all got the experience of knockout games now. I mean, England after the Euros, making it to the final, the semi-finals before that at the World Cup, they're all used to playing knockout football and knowing what to do in certain situations. And each on their day could beat each other. Like they've both got the depth and players in their squads to beat them. That top 4, if those were right now, that
you wouldn't argue
semi-finals, I'd be like, yeah, fair.
Zach, would you move any of the others, or do you agree with this all? Are you happy with this very quickly?
So Germany have gone above Japan now, and I think. I don't know.
Japan, I'm saying Japan are going to beat Costa Rica. And I don't think Germany are going to be Spain.
If that happens,
they shouldn't even be there.
To be the other way
but
around.
It is still Germany. They're capable of beating.
But if you look at their second games, Japan have got an easier second game against Costa Rica. Then Germany have got against Spain. So I'd actually probably put Germany at 10, saying out of those two, who are the favourites to go through?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are we doing that?
I would personally. I
don't massively disagree with that because I did have them there, but I still think you've got to put a little bit of respect to Germany. That's why they're 9th.
I'd maybe put the Netherlands above Belgium as well.
Right. Final few comments just here. SA said Argentina shouldn't be there. LOL.
Shouldn't be why?
Something else I've just thought about. No, Uruguay. No Uruguay in the top 10?
No. I mean, Uruguay were quite poor yesterday.
Another one, God's first. I don't know why Argentina are there. You've annoyed now.
No one's rating Argentina.
No, not even with Messi.
In a way, they think they should be higher.
Valverde. I tweeted something about Kevin De Bruyne a few weeks ago. The amount of Valverde fans, Argentina fans that were saying he's the best midfielder in the world right now. Where are you all? You're not in this chat.
Well, this is a whole new realm because we're used to obviously doing the Premier League and it's tribal at the best of times. You bring nations into this. And countries, it's a whole different ballgame.
Big H, Denmark were Euro semi-finalists. Surely they're above Japan. I mean, this is.
We could do a whole nother show.
We could do this all day long. We could do this all day long. Right, before we finish, 2 huge games today. Wales taking on Iran. The next few minutes, that one kicks off. Quick prediction for that one, Flex?
I think Wales nick it 1-0.
Oh, and Zach?
Wales 2-0.
And then England take on the USA. Huge one. Ooh. England could secure qualification to the round of 16 if they get a win. Zach, I'm going to start with you on this one.
4-0.
4-0. Running right over the Americans. 4-0.
Easily, yeah. 4-0.
Wow. It is hot out here. It's got
You've got the English shirt on, so I'm expecting 5 or 6.
No. 2-0. 2-0, yeah, professional performance.
I agree with that one. Harry Kane will open his account at the World Cup today. As always, thank you so much to Zach and Flex for joining us, and for you in the live comments and using the hashtag as well. Definitely got heated today. We'll be back every single match day talking about the biggest footballing topics here at the World Cup. This is the Heated Debate brought to you by Emirates, and we'll see you tomorrow.